Hey, I'm Reno and welcome on Living with Pixels, a new YouTube channel for designers who want to learn how to design and build websites without using any code. So who am I and why am I starting this new YouTube channel? Let me introduce myself. I come from the city of Rotterdam in the Netherlands, and when I was 18 I went to design school and I started learning the basics about design. And this was also the time when YouTube became a big website and the first YouTube channels about design were popping up. But I saw that there was no channel in Dutch about design. And as I also wanted to teach online, I was like, let's create a YouTube channel about design in the Netherlands. So I created one of the first design channels in the Netherlands and I called it Hoe gaat dat, which is translated into how does it work. I started uploading videos about Photoshop. I wanted to create a cool effect every week. Right, so I started with basic stuff. As you can see, this is 6 years ago, and people liked it and they asked if I could make videos about more than Photoshop, but I only knew Photoshop. So I made a recruitment video on my YouTube channel where I was like, hey, who also wants to upload on this YouTube channel and has creative skills? And luckily some people sent me a message and they were like, hey, I can do Premiere and I can do Illustrator. So I was like, all right, come in. And within like 2 years the team grew to 5 people. So it was me, Tom, Joey, Menno and Rick, and we started uploading videos besides Photoshop on Illustrator, Premiere Pro, After Effects, Sony Vegas, and it was just a big pile of creativity. And as you can see, like, we made YouTube banners, even here's Cinema 4D, even logo design. And because we made so much videos about Adobe software, we even managed to get them as a sponsor on our channel, which was really cool. But then something happened. Our YouTube channel got picked up by different influencers and companies. And they saw that we could design and do video and animation. And they were like, hey, can you not create something for us? So that's how we got our first client projects. And the client projects became more and more because of this YouTube channel. And then we were like, hey, let's create an official company. So we created a company, and after a few months we rented our first office. So now we had a space where we could work on client projects together and also record videos, because everybody was recording videos at home back then. And this was really cool. I felt great. I was 24, I had my company, and we were doing client projects and we were working on the YouTube channel, and it was just super cool. And for the next 2 years we tried to grow the agency, and we also tried to grow this YouTube channel. But the problem was that our income was not that stable. Some months were really good, but then we almost had no money, and that became a problem, and we struggled to pay the bills. And this was mainly because we did so much different projects. We had no real focus, and this is mainly my fault because I just wanted to create something cool every day, but I really had no focus. I had no knowledge of business, and it was just to create something cool every day. But then it didn't work, but I didn't know what was wrong. So my solution back then was work harder. So I just kept working harder. I worked from 9 a.m. till 11 p.m. like every day, and most weekends I also worked. So you can imagine what happened. I became overworked, and every month I became more exhausted. And after like 2 years it got so worse that I started fainting. I think I was almost burnout, but I just started fainting in public on like random moments. And then I was like, oh, there's something wrong with me. But I was like, hey, it's just my body, right? I didn't connect it to my business. And I was so stubborn, and I didn't want to admit that I was doing something wrong. I wanted to believe that I was successful. But the reality was I was almost burned out, and luckily something in me said, well, maybe you need to change, Reno. So I decided to take a break from YouTube and from my client work because I was just overworked. I felt overwhelmed, and I stopped doing almost everything. And for the next 6 months, I started reading books because I was trying to find answers. And I slowly started to see what mistakes I was making. Like, I had no focus. I had no clear business goal, not for my client work, but also not for my YouTube channel. I just wanted to create something cool every time. And that's why I felt overwhelmed, because it was just too much every day. And I also realized that it was really hard to combine a YouTube channel and an agency and both trying to make it successful. So I knew that I had to make a choice. And for myself, I liked making YouTube videos more than I did working on client projects. So I decided to focus more on YouTube. But now I wanted a good business model. I wanted a clear focus, and that took me really long to know what kind of direction I wanted to go. So that's my plan for now. I'm gonna focus on YouTube content, but with a clear focus. So not doing 10 different subjects, just having a few things that I'm gonna do. And on this channel, it's going to be designing and building websites without using any code. And why did I choose for websites? Well, websites are really interesting for designers because first of all, they are valued pretty high. People want to pay good money for websites, so there will always be people who want to learn how to build websites. And they can be really visual, but they can also be really static. And they can also be really complex and also really simple. So there's a lot to talk about. And with the WordPress page builders, now it's finally possible to just visually build a website with drag and drop. So when I discovered that just blew my mind, because now designers can not only design a website, but also build a website. All right, I hope you liked hearing my personal story. I've never told this story on YouTube, so maybe you can relate in some way, maybe not. But I'm gonna upload weekly on this YouTube channel called Living with Pixels. So if you wanna learn how to design and build websites without using any code, you can subscribe, because I'm gonna upload a video every week. So that was it, and I hope to see you next week. Thank you for watching.